Hi. I think it's Wednesday. I apologize. I've been crying. Whew. I've been crying about something. That I needed to gain some perspective on, and I have. So I apologize for that. I got some bad news. A place that I have been for many a years now, I have to move from because of staffing changes, and it breaks my heart a bit. But I gained some massive perspective on it. And I also realized that I'm not being murdered in broad daylight by a police officer. George Floyd, let's say his name. George Floyd, let's say his name. George Floyd, murdered in broad daylight by a police officer on the street. I think it was 72-year-old Asian Canadian woman, God love her, minding her own business, gets racially attacked by a white man in broad daylight on the street in Vancouver, I think, because she's responsible for the coronavirus. What are we doing? You know, I will tell you, when I was a kid and I was out with my dad, we'd be just walking. I mean, the guy he had a bunch of things going on that I still don't even know what they half were, but he would always physically contact and greet every single non-white person he saw. Every single one. Shake hands, hug, greet each other in a really loving way. To me as a child, I was constantly like, how does he know all these people? How? And one day I asked him point blank, why are you friends with all of those people? Do you know all of those people personally? He said, no, but we're all in this together. It's us against them. And he didn't mean that there's going to be an epic race war one day. He meant that exactly what's going on right now. That was in the late 70s and early 80s. And it rings true. That should break somebody's heart. All of our hearts, actually. He said, we have to stick together. And he was right. But we also have to bring our allies in too. Our Caucasian brothers and sisters, let's call them, our allies. Because at these times when we are being bombarded with this awful stuff, and it feels like it's getting more and more epic, we have to keep sharing these people's story. We have to keep calling these people out. I mean, apparently you can't be a black person and bird watch and then tell somebody their dog should be on a leash before they use their privilege to phone the cops on you. And I do not like saying this woman's name, and also in the same video saying the name of George. But I'm saying her name to call out how disgusting she is. And Amy Cooper, you're a disgusting piece of garbage. You're disgusting. And if you actually get employment after what you have done, I will be amazed. And whoever employs you better be prepared to not have any business. You also should never own an animal. You are gross. All right, so all of that stuff's out. I think today is just one of those days where you just have to gain some perspective and stay low key and just get to the next day, I guess. I don't know. I guess that's all we can do. The world is broken. It's broken. It's up to all of us to fix it, I guess. I don't even know if I have a recorder frame of mind, but I almost think Amazing Grace is completely and 100% necessary today. Do you ever just want the weather to match your mood? Do you ever just want it to pour because you just are sad? That's a selfish perspective. I'm sorry. I don't mean it in that way. It's just something to say. They're right. You can't play good music when you're feeling all up in the air, can ya? I think you play good music when you're really heartbroken, and you play good music when you're really happy. I don't know. I apologize for that. I apologize to your ears. I will try again another day. I think today I just don't like all the ugliness I see. So if you see a story of injustice, please share it. The people that are the victims of this disgustingness, their families and them, they deserve you to tell their story and to share their story and to discuss their story. That is what they deserve. That is what needs to happen to change things. We cannot change things if we act like it's secret and in the shadows. That's never worked for any single disgusting thing that goes on out there, and it isn't gonna work with racism either. So you have to say the names. George Floyd. Catch you on the flip side.